TikTok, manners and respect in every aspect. I want to Zulu and they up on another check-in with the ones and ones them. A couple days when I check in. I go 3 days now when I check in on the platform. So that's I make a recheck. I make the people know so we up and running. Give thanks to life, that's up with the go. That a code. You see it. But then I put in be a work. Why don't I hear from up on the TikTok, say? TikTok is not really a place for people do work on. Although people say them take it for them working place. Andrew Pang, big up yourself. Miss Shiny Eye, big up yourself on the check-in. In the night we are reading about the laws of Maxims. You see it, the principles that govern law. As we know law nowadays. Rasta. Hope everybody plug in, said we. So we there make a check-in with the ones and ones them still enough. Big up my family them we are check-in. Bungal Zulu. Big up yourself. DJ Ice and all of the G them. We are chat about laws. And all laws really work in a decent society over there, You see it? Because to them, I will reason with one of the ones, the man. It's like the one I say, oh, we have so much rights, but yet still the system now acknowledge rights. Why the system now acknowledge rights? Because people consent. You see it, and people really know what consent mean, giving them consent. Sometimes when you get an offer to a contract and you respond, silence in the contract means you actually consent to whatever them presenting to you. So we have to always know. We have to always know what this thing called law is about. You see me? So the court system, it them use to push them law upon people. And we're talking about the legislative, the judiciative, and the executive. Most of the time, the executive body will end up our face. Some people will act on behalf of who's supposed to carry out the law them. Then you have the judiciary. Them there for watch over everybody. The judicial committee. Them there for ensure say the law a go as how it's supposed to go. And you have the legislative, them are the big boss them. We set all of the rules and regulations up top. So as we did mention, say you have different type of laws, You have maritime laws. And maritime laws is kind of one tricky one. Well, we say it kind of one tricky one because the waters is actually the commercial waters. People in a deep sea not knowing they say waters them there, And in the beginning, when it say God created the heaven and the earth, and while him did that create every single thing, him did that over the water. That in a Genesis, in the start of Genesis, it said God did that over the water. And the hovering mean just like when a helicopter stands still over the water. You see me? It say, the creator then saw the earth was formless and empty, and darkness was over the surface of the deep. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. You see me? And the Spirit of God was hovering over the water. So that we are talking about. The surface of the deep means the way all commercial activities take place in the maritime boundaries and all of them something there. It was not in the jurisdiction of the land. And they make a separation this when him say the surface of the deep. So over in further states, him they spend a good time over the maritime law just to ensure it's equity. And when we talk about equity, we are talking about the fairness in every single thing. Equal rights and justice. That way, where Bob Marley always talk about, or Peter Tosh sing a song about it. You see me? That's how we are talking about. So maritime law is a detrimental law. People do commerce, people do transaction, even the basic yes and no in answering a question, it is still a contract. Is either you consent, agreeing by saying yes, or you not accept the contract by saying no. You see me? You staying silent, not responding at all. One of the main ways of people accept contract is by staying silent. You know, this is how we are talking about, you know, God, I really the system make go forward and talk about the laws, you know, because we see the laws constantly change. Every day, them man can tell you, say them have a new law. So it actually confuse people. The statutes, the acts, and the codes are confuse people. You see me? From getting the real definition of law. So law boil long. This is my definition. Law boil long to three aspects. One part where you have land, and that are the common law, the laws of Maxim, so we are talking about. Aviation law, which are the law of the air, and water law. Water law, the land of the water, and maritime law, as people know, maritime law. You see, pray. So common law govern earthly matters, including property, rights also, contracts between man and woman, and natural human rights. You see it? So that's where we deal in most of the time. Common law. You see it? Aviation law, you know, which are the law of the air that control the atmospheric domain that regulate all of the flight part, them when you see can flight, the plane them have a road up in the sky said way. And the air commerce and the spatial boundaries. Cause you know say everything boil down back to the same law. So maritime law, you know, were established when the creator over the water when we mentioned earlier. You see it? It manage international commerce, shipping, and everything to do with admiralty matters, if you know over so I go on. You see, pray. So these jurisdictions are now, them mirror or mimic the natural element of the way how things work in a one harmony. You see me? The land provides the physical foundation where living man and woman take place, and this so the property, the main property where everybody are claim for manage. That's how it govern. You see the pray. So water facilitates the trade between nations and nations from all walks of life. You see me? And the aviation side, I don't know, so that govern the different space and boundaries and barriers from one hemisphere to another hemisphere. So understanding these three different jurisdictions are the same thing where the system convert themselves, you know. The legislative, the judicative, and the executive. You see the pray? So them fundamental principles, yeah. Often the maritime basis where people use for commercial are what we know about, or what we use on a day-to-day basis. Everything that we are talking about right now, based upon how the system operate. And we know that the system operate in a mysterious ways. One of them sitting there, man. But law important. You see it, if you don't know about law, it come like you don't know about yourself. You are the law, you know. You are walking law. You see it. And the whole essence of God creating the heaven and the earth. And then him separate light from darkness. And that are the depths of things we really want to go in. Good and evil are the same thing as light and darkness. So God separate good from evil. The Creator separated good from evil. The same thing as separating life from death. The same thing what we are talking about right now is separating the debtor from the creditor. And the main aspect of things that we have to chat about. You see me? The debtor and the creditor, the public and the private, the natural and the artificial. If you know what we are saying. You see me? Are the same thing as God and Satan, facts and fiction. So, God said, the Bible still talk about, you know. God said, let us create man. Because the law we are talking about, we are keep the thing law. Based upon the law. Right, man. Yeah. So God said, let us create man in our own image. You see? And that was a powerful aspect. That are the most powerful part of every single thing will take place in a Genesis. Or probably in the whole Bible where people are miss out on. Let us create man. And that are Genesis 1 verse 26. The divine delegation of authority where the creator give to man. Or should I say him granted to man. Him gifted it to man. Because give meaning gifted it, you know. You see the prayer to man. So him say, let us make man in our own image, after our own likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle. You see what I go on? So him basically give man dominion over every single thing upon land, every single thing in the water, and every single thing in the air. If you know what I go on. So the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. And this is one of the favorite one them we always a chant out on the platform. Yeah. That is Psalms 24, verse 1. And this gives us divine ownership of the land. You see the prayer. Now I tell you, say, if you go in an argument with another man, where you see another man reside on a piece of land, but the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. You see, pray. And then we have another one. We say the borrower is servant to the lender. And that are Proverbs 22 verse 7. Economic sovereignty, the one they are display right there, so everybody can see what I go on. So this reveals the fundamental power, dynamics in the power and dynamic in the economic and legal systems. You see it? One of the maxims of law what people should know about is that truth is sovereign in a commerce. And when we talk about commerce, we talk about the same maritime law. And truth is every single thing that is based on the common law, if you know over the way I say, because you have two different levels to the thing, you know. You have facts and you have fiction. You have the natural and you have the artificial. So natural law, the universal law, the raw format as we know it, you have a system where mimic every single thing, so them could have converted to the current sea. If you know about the way I talk about the Holy Sea, what the Pope talk about, the Holy Sea. That's what we are talking about. That are the big maritime law where them use a set of codes called the cuneiform codes. You see me? And all of them they there for make sure say equity and fairness take place in a law. And something what people need to realize that all of them laws they work hand in hand with each other. Why we say them work hand in hand? As we tell you, say land, air, and water. And that is law, you know. Law. You see me? And we have all of the three components. Every living thing have all three different components inside it. I shouldn't say every living thing, but you can find traces of life. You can call it a law is life. You see me? In some cases, and not some cases, in all cases, the earth is like an ecosystem where every single thing rely on something else in the same system for its survival. Like we, you know, living man and woman, people are going to say we rely upon all sort of things for survive. Some people are going to say them rely upon them job and money for survive, but that is not thinking outside of the box. Outside of the box, I'm going to show we say, yo, we need the air for survive. And which part we get the air them from? The trees. We get oxygen from the trees. So we rely on the trees outside as much as people now look for plant a tree or people now look for pre-life certain way. G, but big up yourself on the check-in now. But we didn't chat about the law. So then in the WhatsApp group, I see me post a video earlier. Somebody explain how them use the law for beat corporations. That's like the warrior say, him have a bill we're supposed to come into him, but instead it's going to the company. Why? If the company is the debtor, how is the credit going to the debtor? It's not supposed to work so. It's supposed to work so. And that's why it's important to know about the law what we are chat about. You see me? Further in the biblical narrative of Genesis, the serpent interaction with Eve. Because this is one of the greatest mechanism where the system uses as deception to captivate people. The bite of the apple. What that mean? I bet you can't tell me. People have all sort of things to tell you. Say you fall from grace when you bite the apple. But me have an interpretation of the apple. Yeah. Yeah. When I hear me, if you not hear me, when you chop a one, then me hear what go on. Me see what go on. Fully. So we are say the greatest deception will take place was the bite of the apple. You know how we explain what the bite and the apple really mean. If we have no biblical interpretate upon the panel that we can confirm whatever we're saying. So we show the ones them say the serpent interaction with Eve represent the first systematic deception of humanity by introducing doubt and manipulating the understanding. The serpent create a mechanism of consent. You see me? Through the misinterpretation will take place. So this moment mirrors, or should I say it, reflect the modern process of the institutional control through the bureaucratic documentation. The same birth certificate that becomes the temporary equivalent thing to nowadays temptation of the serpent. Cause look what one. Eve did get led for believe say she could have become like God. You see me? So mothers get guide for sign a document or transform children from being living being into being commercial entities. And this creates a presumptive contract or an implied contract converting the living baby into a system, or we should I say a corporation, a commercial debt or obligation. If you know over, so may I say, on drop a one in the comment. If that add up right there, so. So the consent will happen, it happened through ignorance. So Eve actually give the serpent the approval to do whatever, and then she lose the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is the earth, you know. Because remember, I just say, the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. So the earth represents the Garden of Eden. Eve represents the mother, the apple, the fruit of the garden. What is the fruit of the garden? Think about it, man. You can eat from any other tree, but don't eat from that tree. That is not of the garden. Them never say it not exist in the garden, you know. But it is not of the garden. If it is not of the Garden of Eden, then it is of what? I secrets this way at the crypt phone right now, you know. You see me? The normal minds now go see this so we are chat about right now. So as we show you, say the birth certificate, it become a symbolic fruit, an object that promises protection and benefits while fundamentally altering the child's spiritual and legal standing. If you know overs what take place, you drop a one. If you know how to break it down a little further than wait there, drop a zero said way. So watch you now. The birth of Jesus is similar to the said thing. Why we say that? It represents a metaphor for systematic exclusion and divine sovereignty. And look what go on. So Jesus was born in a manger. And a manger is equivalent to be born at home nowadays in our countryside of modern Jamaica. You know that? Jesus entered this world outside of the established system. In other terms, he never did born in the hospital downtown Kingston. The physical location symbolizes a deliberate positioning outside of the corporate world or the governmental system where it set up. So when them say Jesus born in a manger, this is what it represents. Furthermore, it symbolizes a space of complete separation from the administrative structures that it set up. Nowadays, if Jesus did up on the earth, you know, say in some bush up in some hilltop around some hillside, him go a barn and him navel string berry underneath one soursop tree or right or one coconut tree root or something like that. But the way how the thing set nowadays, them try to hide the story. Make it look like say some weird thing did take place because people not really think outside of the box. But because we think far out of the box around the side, you see the prayer? The Bible emphasizes upon how Jesus did born in the context of a governmental registration. He never did born in that. We don't know. You see it? He did born in that period of time when a census did take place. You see it? Because them say Mary and Joseph, them going to Bethlehem because them never did want to be a part of the census so did that take place. So them did that try hide from the census. I don't know if I'm not sure, because he's not really a Bible man certain way. You see, pray. So the modern day birth registration system converted to the same census where them talk about them time there. If you know overs, I say you drop a one, because this is kind of tricky. We know I last nobody on the way. A few out there over here still, but you know the sitting go. Alright, to see the one them are forward in. See the one them are forward in. So when them say now, Mary was a virgin, it never means that Mary never did have sex. Who did know that? It means Mary was not aware in the context of the story, for people read the story good. It means that Mary was not aware of what she did really do when she go up in the bush, them in the manger, go have a baby outside of the system. So the three wise men, no, where may I move too fast? You see me? May I move too fast? Jesus' birth occurring outside of the system. And that give Jesus the power where him did have and the talk where him have he can wake up the dead. For make blind man see. Cause they said work we they are doing now. Where the Pope come back and say Jesus is on the earth right now. Jesus is alive and walking the face of the earth. We feel like him attack. Are we him attacking, brother? Are we born in the manger? Are we are the resilient set of people we now play a part in the system? Are we say we now go play a part in the system and hand over our youth them to them? That are we. We are Jesus, my father. And people might dispute it because you feel like say Uno is not the son of God. You see the pray. So nowadays we see say the Freemason, because Freemason take the Bible thing to heart and them do whatever they want to do with it. Them have them secrets encrypted in it. Freemasonry and other secret societies. For a long while now, them been a preserve them knowledge. You see me? And I use it for say them sovereign over the average man. Them create governmental structures when you hear about the founding fathers. Them created governmental structures to govern the mentality of people. Them developed a sophisticated system for transforming natural man and woman into being subjects of their corporation, using the same religious and legal mechanism we are talking about. When we say legal, we are talking about the maritime law. It is not universally the right thing to do, but yet still them use a code of conduct coming from the Uniform Code, Universal Commercial Code, and the Maxims of law, where them get people for actually consent to being the citizen. Because right, they say it there now. Them force people for consent to being the citizen. You have another part in the Bible after Peter sell out Jesus. Because him denied Christ. Him denied Christ 3 times. You see me? Denying Christ 3 times means that he is not of the earth. And he went on to be a Roman citizen. He lived him life, he rest him life being a Roman citizen. Being a Roman citizen means he actually, no, they, in a certain version of the Bible, them never use the word citizen. Them say a Roman slave. So a citizen is actually the slave of the matter about. So the birth registration system represents the most profound example of this transformation. You see me? And you have 2 key documents to play a crucial role in every single thing we may talk about. One of them named the Certificate of Live Birth. And the Certificate of Live Birth are the first thing where them call it the Certificate of origin, or the manifest, the creator, whatever them call it. It show which part you come from originally. And you know, so we were created by a man and a woman. But the system documented that as a birth. No, now we never birthed it, you know. We did actually born. Living people were born. So you see, the system where we show people say, yo, them set up a certificate of live birth. So that is the first thing what them a say. You was birthed. Our physical body is actually a vessel, you know. This is how the Holy See come in. Because the Pope same control the Holy See. And a be a water them a deal with. Them a talk about maritime law and commerce, where them consider the mother for be a mothership and the father for be the fathership. So what the fathership do is put a cargo on the mothership, and the mothership carried that cargo for 9 months upon the waters until the waters there bust open and the cargo come out through the waters, which are through the same portal. And the portal in the maritime world, it represents a port. You see me? So when the cargo, which is the baby, come through that port, them never say the baby born. The system of it that the baby was delivered. And that was the key misunderstanding will take place right there. So, but because our mother and father, or most of our mother and father never did know, say, yo, that what the right they say you need to make a claim against every single thing, and that is your property, and them actually created it, which would not know say the mother and father know say them created the baby. I would know say them are them own the baby. The first people them will get power of attorney over the child is the mother and the father. But couple days after that, you know, one second document get created, them call it the birth certificate. We know everybody hear about the birth certificate. If we not hear about the certificate of live birth, we hear about the birth certificate. So the system we are talking about enable the government to generate financial value from the existence of living man and woman while maintaining control through the intricate legal mechanism by registering births. When you see what I go on, man and woman are converted from being sovereign upon the land to being commercial assets. If me explain that correctly, you can drop a one in the comment, or people now tap up the screen. Tap up the screen and share some live. All who just are come in. You see me? Big up on yourself. Who have the kind them run one part and send me some gift, because this is valid information and we sure say it valid. And we are trying to explain it so everybody can get to our go on. You see me? Top of the night. You see it? So religious narratives, when we are talking about the Bible, it provides an ultimate legitimacy for the institution them. It actually legitimize the whole of them corporate structures, yeah. You see me? By interpreting divine creation where our mother and father created for be an organizational model and governmental subjects. If you know what's going on. You know what's going on? You know what's going on, my father. So as we are shown, the modern birth registration system derived directly from maritime commerce principle. When a child is born, as me have shown, the system say that child was birthed. Alright, big up yourself, Miss Chin. Give thanks to them gift there. Give thanks, Rasta and Ballet. Big up yourself on the check-in. You know. Who there, how you can drop a and comment and big up the place. So the certificate of live birth and the birth certificate, that's how which power there? The difference between the birth certificate and the certificate of live birth. You see it? Because we are sure ones and ones only can validate on yourself. Verify that you are actually the living and separate yourself from the corporate fiction. The corporate fiction, aka the straw man, is here to act like him are the original. Impersonate you, mash up your status, and everything that's good them come for this try. So the certificate of live birth is the original document recording the vital statistic. That means when you did born, that of the time when you did born, the weight, how much you did weigh, how much centimeters long you come out, and your create a name. So that are the certificate of manufactured origin, which part you originate from, that have all of the vital statistics like the time, you see me? The record, time, location, parents, it represents the cargo manifest in maritime law. That is how them put in a jurisdiction of maritime law. You get documented by them, you automatically in a for them play field. Because the name what them carry on for give you now. Because the certificate of live birth that I'm telling you about, you know. You see me? The birth certificate, which is the name where them document, you know, that are the second document where issued couple days after you did actually birth, or the system say you did birth. You see me? The government create it and is a fictitious or artificial person. That is the artificial person where them know about. That are who them can deal with, because them can't deal with the living man. So it function as a negotiable debt instrument or a debt security, because we have learned about instruments and securities, said we. It is also a physical stock certificate representing the stock. And you might be surprised, who is the stock or what is the stock in this case. So them say parents normally purchase a copy of it when you go down a RGD, join a long line and thing like that and thing like that. That will convert people to be a citizen fully. You see it? So the certificate of live birth proves that you are medically alive, while the birth certificate states who you are. You see me? This is a maritime-based documentation system. We place the living man and woman under maritime admiralty jurisdiction for business or commercial matters. You see me? The government acting as the port authority creates a charitable trust or the Sestuikevi trust, Sestuikevi trust, presuming the living baby when it born is actually lost at sea. Why them do that? Guess why? Them can't deal with the living baby. So them not acknowledge it. A corporation can't deal with a living man. So them don't acknowledge it. So the whole of that period of time there, one till you're 18, you go to school, all them been a teach you how to do is to say you is the straw man. And them teach you to teach your pitney that. You give your pitney some ras lick just to spell them name because you don't know. You don't know. So the system is just tricking you to make you think say you is that artificial person. You see me? That are them whole game. So while them a say you lost at sea, them busy administering to the Strawman estate. And guess what going on with the Strawman estate now? The Strawman estate never comes to life unless you use it. You see me? And that just business them use it for. So when people think say them just live a natural life and them just go sign up on paper because of an idea or whatever, you don't realize say a business the people them have on. So this explain why the courthouse them want to know. Most of the time them display maritime flag and them operate under admiralty law when handling business or commercial matters. Treating man and woman like say them a one vessel or one ship or one, I don't know what to say, a subject in a business rather than as living man and woman in a common law. Because we know how the system work, my father. We know how the courthouse work. You see the pray. So this whole process of registering births enable the government for control natural people and natural rights into commercial privileges. And I to be not talk about through the presumptive, we should I say, are the implied contracts. Because all of them think that things so them imply upon you, you know. Them just give it and tell them say full out this application. And them don't tell you what an application mean. And after that, them tell us you have to submit the application, what does submit mean? So unless you declare to them, say your status is as the living man or woman under common law jurisdiction, them remain for presume that you're under for them jurisdiction, which is maritime admiralty law. You see me? Who can remember when Granny said, don't say your name from Bula and Yamit? Who remember that? Most people might think say it means if you just go to school and learn how to read and write properly. But more in depthly, it means say one should know the difference between the true Christian name and the family names where you get from your creators and the name of the government name. I should have said the government name. Because most people ever say, what is your name? You say, my government name is, I give them one name. That is not your name, that is the government's name. As it states, the government name is. So I can't your name. If that is the government's name, what is your appellation? What is your title? Where you go by? You see me, what are you known as? Basically. We know what the government name. The government name is the government name. This is what we are show people say on the need for separate yourself from the business name. Because guess what go on? The Business Name Registration Act of Jamaica carefully distinguishes between the true name and the business name. Under Section 3(1)(b) of the Business Name Registration Act of Jamaica, when a business name does not consist of the true surname and true Christian name of all partners, it must be registered. That means that them can't register the true name. The true, you know, over a while ago. I will talk about this all the while. This creates vital distinction between the natural person and them commercial entities. So you are the natural person, but you have a business name same way. And that's why Granny said, don't see your name, Pambula and name it, when you have a business name. When you want your business, if you want to do that, that are your business. You see the pray? So, the National Payment System Act of 2014 builds upon this same separation we are talking about by establishing financial instrument based on the same registration we are talking about. And the National Payment System Act is an act we are forward from under the Bank of Jamaica. And them facilitate the national payment system. So when a certificate of live birth is created, it initiates a treasury account through the Bank of Jamaica. This account links to government securities with Section 17 governing settlement systems and Section 28 managing the interest them from every single transfer where take place. You see me? The system enables the conversion of birth registration into negotiable instrument within Jamaica financial framework. If you know overs, what me really talk about, that is the conversion of living man turning into one local registered stock certificate. And what we are talking about? Under the local registered stock act, and that is a stock where a act will govern the stocks them within a Jamaica. You tell people them find out what is the stock, the main stocks on the land. These registration transform living man and woman into securities. Section 4 authorize the stock issuance, while Section 7 establishing the transfer procedures. So the Bank of Jamaica issue it, and then the same procedures them use for transfer to the government, so the government can manage it on behalf of minor beneficiaries. So Section 16 of the same act defines stockholder rights, and Section 27 recognizing trust agreement. That's what we are talking about, you know. Stockholders. So the administrator general, you know, they are the ones that act on behalf of minor beneficiaries. So when I say minor beneficiaries, it means that people can't deal with them own affair on behalf of themselves. You see the pray? The Administrator General Act completes the same framework we are talking about. by managing the separate identities through a trust structure. So them have you acting as the authorized representative of the same trust structure we set up, and them a benefit off of every single thing will take place on the private side. So under the maritime jurisdiction, you have a saying what them call capitis, a Latin saying, capitis dimunitio maxima, and that represents the highest form of status degradation, degradation, or you degrade yourself in a law. And that you get that when you be a citizen. This legal doctrine reduces the living being to a position of being commercially incompetent, basically. You don't know where you're doing a business, so somebody have to act on your behalf if you over so I go on. You see me? So I want a serious thing me I show you say a transpire. The Business Name Registration Act establish a framework where the living man or woman unknowingly act as a debtor for government entities. Where then they must sign contract, people typically engage them strawman or them legal fiction or them government name rather than using them natural status as a living man or woman. I think big up yourself on the check-in now, my father. Them contracts you force people forgive all of them benefits to the corporations that them sign up with. You see me? So the debtor is actually benefiting when you should actually a benefit if you know over so go on. So on turn corporations in a creditors. And some of the main corporation them in a Jamaica, we are talking about the Bar Association of Jamaica. You see me? Them gain jurisdictional authority over people. So that is how them claim, the courthouse them claim jurisdiction over people. Banks acquire financial control through debt instrument and them work with the government same way. You see the private corporations secure commercial advantages over debtors. So them end up a claim all on the security interests. The benefits what you're supposed to get, the systems end up a get them and how them a do it. I post a video in my WhatsApp group. Anybody will see them video that I post from my general Anu mind, rich of knowledge. You must show people how on a debt, on a bills them on have, on a monthly bills them are actually income. We're supposed to have forward into Uno. And people who want to learn further about that, you can link rich of knowledge himself, or you can jump in my class them. You see, you can book some consultation and link we have for the year said way. Because you know how that's something they go. You see me? So the commercial conversion of human life, that's what we really depend. The transformation of living beings into commercial assets begin at birth through the sophisticated registration system. When a child is born, as we shown, you say the birth certificate and the certificate of live birth get created. The certificate of live birth creates a financial instrument, me should I say, immediately establishing a treasury account valued in a gold standard weight. This registration simultaneously strips the natural rights and convert them into commercial privileges. So the more you use that, the more the system chop you. The system presume commercial incompetence through the same capitis immunity or maxima, where you have your status degrading from sui juris to ens legis or whatever. You see the prayer. So we got to free ourselves from out of them system and out of them jurisdiction. And you know, so we're not going to spend the whole night on the live, huh? No, not at all. So if nobody have no questions on the one for ask you know, so you can run a question them said we. We have around 11 minutes. We can run some question and then we'll see if we are proceed with the live furthermore. How we go on. You see me? If you don't have no questions on the one for ask I in regards to not what we chat about so far. Because I'm still going a good breakdown of what go on. You see it? Jamaica certificate of live birth have the baby weight on it. No, not what I know of my brother. The vital statistics of it, you have a different document than the one with the baby weight. You don't get the full thing. The system now will get the full thing one time, my father. And the system might never get it, because what? Them document it. What them create, them own, you know. You can make a paramount claim. So the paramount claim on the life of Ra Bantu, which we can show the ones them how to make the paramount claim. But in a Jamaica, I don't know if nobody will get through with all of them things there as it, my father. And to me see the thing, it come like me are the only man in a Jamaica where I push them levels of work towards them thing. Yeah. What is the initial steps? The initial steps. How does one operate in public and private equally? If you dare do it, my brother. I don't know how to answer them questions. The initial steps and how to operate in a public and private equally. I don't know. Sometimes we have to ask yourself some questions, you know, my God. Do our certificate give us a claim against the state for our natural rights to share in land? And what do you do first? So normally for my end, we tell people to get the certificate of live birth first. Or you can create your trust any way you want to do it. But you have a whole heap of different ways to go about it, my father. My end, but I always tell people get the certificate of live birth first. And then you cut ties. Because you having the certificate of live birth means that you are of age. And when you start sending your notices to the system, you have to also send a copy of your certificate of live birth. That is the authorizing document to them talk about in every single thing. You can read any one of the at them in. You can read any one of the at them. So King say resources. Do our certificate give us a claim against the state for our natural rights to share in land and resources? Still, I understand the question, the good my father. Now I understand why them only give me the verification and hold back the live birth. I don't know how them do that to you know, me and Roberts. I don't know how them do that. But that is equivalent, said you know, my father. You can work that one day, no? The verification letter, you know. You can use it as the authorizing document, said we. Because it comes from RGD and it verifies that you are separate from the straw man, though. Because your name no in a full capital letter upon it. Right? Yeah, man, you can use it, man. You can use it to your advantage, my father. You see me? So you copy your birth, you copy it, my father, make some copies of it. When you start saying your affidavit and thing, you send a copy of that attached to it. You see the book here when me have, my general, me sure in here me I speak things a while ago. Me tell you say me start teach out of my book already. And my book that on everything on the hear me I chat about earlier are out of my book. And me write it in a way that people can over it simple. How it sound? How that sound? I want you the book. You know, say my father, me no conclude a price on the book as yet. You see me? But we are work on it, my father. Easily understandable. You see me? It come like me I read out of the book a while ago, man. And I'm gonna reach nowhere night. It's powerful, man, my father. Alright. You know why I hold my back on the book, you know, my brother? the self-publishing. Because I would love to publish my own book. Now I publish it through nobody. You see the prayer? And when we talk about publishing, you have an art behind the thing, you know. You see it. So I pray for the one book launch, my family, where we have hard copies of the book only. Hard copies and an audio copy and an audio book. Hard copy, like the physical hardcover book or paperback version of the book. So if the book copyright, it no we good. Yeah. In a Jamaica, you know, my father, and in other countries, once the book going out physical copy, it copyright. But we also have trademark. You see me? Fully the book I deal with away, man, my general. But what I don't want to do, publish it through nobody. So I take a little time. I promise when we say next month, hopefully by next month, we can finalize all of them paperwork, yeah, and get the thing plug in. Certificate of registry of birth is what the certificate of registry of birth. What is that? A birth certificate? Who can't read can listen to the audio version. Or who can't read, I forgot book some session over here reading class to my brother. You see me? We have to see if we can get the audio version plug in, man, my father. And a translation feed said here, because I know we have to translate the words, them as plain as them be. We have got to break it down so people get what I mean this and what I mean. Although we try to write it as plain as possible, you see me? And I feel like say Christians are going to love the book, you know. Are Christians supposed to? That's what I have before the birth certificate. You say it name again? Certificate of registry of birth. Alright, I don't know the one there still. So that is it, my family. That. You know, so we have some whole heap of work for put in the night, I said we. Have you ever read the Crown Liability Proceeding Act? No, my father, I've never read that act. What is that act about? The Crown Liability Proceedings Act. I never see the one there yet, you know. Let me see if I can find it. No, Jamaica full of acts in my father. Them acting. And them acting as professionals. So you know them acting there is a dangerous set of act that. So prescribed means prescribed by rules of court. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. I've got to look up on this. I've got to read up on the one day in a time, my father, King. You see me? Google say RGD as the vital statistics information. Yeah, them have it, my brother. But them put it in the registrar. So the registry is in control or is controlled by the registrar. The registrar is the Bank of Jamaica. So the registry work on behalf of the registrar. So the registry is RGD and the registrar is the Bank of Jamaica. You see me? Two sides of one kind. I say man, my father. I say no. So I wanna say everybody plug in then. Tell them say come for verify your identity, my father. I'm here to verify my identity. Here is my birth certificate. I'm trying to get a certificate of live birth. Okay? So when you go to the RGD, try not to argue with them. Tapa dan. Try not argue with them down there. Tell them say, oh, I get a certificate of live birth, please. If the girl there at the front, you can give her two nice words. Make she smile, you see me? And tell her say you need her help. Can someone share a copy of the certificate of live birth form? King, you have to link me off for the year, King Stretch. Give me a link off for the year, my father. People there in my Telegram group, it is accessible on Telegram. I want to know if you support the thing to you know, my God. So if you can go up on Telegram, you get the instructions, you get every single thing. And we are line up the book with all of the instructions tonight. So when you got RGD, the information that is there, telling every single thing. The only thing I can do, I put the copy of the farm in the book. You see the prayer, because RGD probably sue we for copyright of them farm. You know that go do. Mm-hmm. But they are still they are freestyle. Yeah, freestyle and all the something go. I just gonna hour up on the live, you know. As me tell you once them so we have all the work for do. We up on TikTok with the whole night, we don't know. Chat. So they have the form of live birth. So how long after submitting the form do we get the response? Bad man, you no need for go bomb buckler RGD. You no need for go down there go ask them some of them questions. I'm sure say if you go down there and get through, you know. I am sure that if you go to RGD with the instructions Abantu Zulu given, you know, right now, you will want to get through. A liar or true. I may tell. See, TikTok police say 2 weeks. It can be less, depends on how much money in your pocket. You see me? You see the prayer, my father? So do the right thing and get your identity verified. All in a 3 day. You want to say? All in a 3 day you can get it back. You know, say money run Jamaica, all if you want to get it back the said day, you suppose you can give them say, yo. You know, say I fly out a man and I want to get back that today. How much money you know? Your friend for somebody say, okay, just wait here. You see me? Go around some decks and go in our vault, take some copy of that and come back out and say, okay. You see it? A money run the system, man. A business them are running on my father. A business them are run, man. I go work on this book here too. Yeah, man, my father. Words, you know, my God. The orchestration of words that build the earth. Let there be light. And there was light. And the Creator God, Lord Almighty, saw that light was good. And so the Creator said, let us make man in our own image. And man was made, and he saw that man was good. But man needed company so he could live on forevermore. And what go on? Some mysterious thing take place. So the boss find a woman and give Adam. And Adam they start chat the earth until the woman got fruitful and took a bite of the apple. And that was it. That was it. Man started to die. How did man started to die? Man realized that them did naked. How them realized that them did naked? Them never did have no structure. Them never did have no system set up for say, yo. But hold on there. How that go on? How that really go on? I am the I am, you know, so they have to check out, because I tell you once them say me have some work for put in. Fuck. You see me? No other questions. High grade herbs, you know what go on? RGD have a website. You need to go check Google, my brother. Ask Google that question. Sage. Everything up and running, my father. Powerful name that you have in a Sage. Take your time and do this stage by stage, my father. You see me? Go up on the internet and go research RGD and see what them are doing. You see it. If you want assistance, you link up a Bantu Zulu. A Bantu Zulu cost constantly rise up, my brother. You see it. So you just book some consultation from a Bantu. The man they're free, not dumb, you know. You see me? So you get all of the information you need. You see me? I ask you some valid questions. We have a checkout still, you know. So big up my family, them. Big up everybody who check in. Manners.